Hello everyone, and welcome to another top 5 records video. A couple of months ago I made a video with the top 50 of the best live albums ever, but the thing is, there are too many incredible live albums to talk about. So today, a follow-up, another 50 of the best live albums ever. And I'm gonna kick off with on number 50, Herman Brood and his Wild Romance, with the record Cha Cha. I'm from the Netherlands. As a matter of fact, I made a documentary about Herman Brood. Took me about 5 years to make, but it was incredible diving into the world of this artist. He's got so many incredible hits, and this live album contains such a powerful performance. If you are new to Herman Brood, go check it out. It's a great album. At number 50, Cha Cha by Herman Brood and his Wild Romance. Number 49, Derek and the Dominoes in concert. A really powerful blues rock album. I mean, I think that during this period, Eric Clapton was at the highlight of his career powers. Second half of the 60s. It's an incredible record. It's very powerful. Love it. At 49, Derek and the Dominoes in concert. At 48, this is my most played Aerosmith album, really. Live bootleg. And I believe this was made as an answer to all the bootlegs that were circulating. This is a 1978 album, so you get Aerosmith on a very impressive moment when they were touring the United States. This clear 70s vibe of a good rock band in some of their heydays. With side one, an incredible version of Sweet Emotion. Love that. And then side two, you got an incredible version of Come Together, a cover of the Beatles song Walk This Way. Side three, Dream On. That is a powerhouse. This is gorgeous. At number 48, Aerosmith live bootleg. Now at 47, Viva Roxy Music. This is actually a compilation because it's recorded in three different moments on in 3 different years, as a matter of fact. Live in Glasgow in 1973, live in Newcastle 1974, and live at the Empire Pool at Wembley 1975. I think this is one of the best sounding live albums around. It's got to do with this, the sound quality. It's incredible. They were such an interesting band. It is during the highlight of the glam rock era. 73, you can say that. Yeah, highlight of the glam rock era. And tracklist is good. Ending with Do the Strand. You know what? Brian Ferry is on fire here. This is a great album. At 47, Viva Roxy Music. 46, a lot of these live albums don't have the most unique names. This one doesn't. Randy Newman live. But what a performance. This was recorded early on in his career in 1970, and already you can notice that he is a storyteller, a unique storyteller. Opening with Mama Told Me Not to Gum, great song. So long that, I mean, if you can write a song like that, it's really incredible. Last night I had a dream. I think it's going to rain today. Yellow Man, Old Kentucky Home, Davy the Fat Boy, isn't he round? And Lonely at the Top, ending off of Lonely at the Top. So many incredible songs. Randy Newman live at 46. At 45, yes, I have Joe Jackson live at 45. This is an incredible, yeah, it's an incredible record, but I didn't want to use the word incredible. This is an interesting record. That's what I want to say, because every side has a different tour. So side one has the Beat Crazy tour from 1980. Then side two has the Night and Day tour from 1982 1983. Then 1984 on side three, the Body and Soul tour. and 1986 on side 4, the Big World Tour, which makes for a very interesting compilation with a certain coherence. You got 3 different versions of Is She Really Going Out With Him? A normal one, a cappella one, and an acoustic one. All 3 are amazing. My favorite side has got to be side 3 with, side 3, following track list. Sunday Papers, Real Man, one of the best 80s ballads. Is She Really Going Out With Him? Acoustic. Memphis and Sing Us a Slow Song. Man, this is really good stuff. At 45, gonna go to 44 with Tina Turner. And I think that this live album, Tina Live in Europe, is one of her best achievements. The energy is magnifying. Also, the collaborations here are just really good. You got a song, you got a duet with Eric Clapton. You got some songs with Robert Cray on guitar. Change Is Gonna Come. Love that song. Then 2 songs with Bowie, Tonight and Let's Dance. As a matter of fact, Tina Turner sang on the studio version of Tonight by Bowie, but she did backing vocals, which it's okay. But here, she's nailing it. I mean, the roar, voice, oh, man, love it. I Can't Stand the Rain, Private Dancer, We Don't Need Another Hero, What's Love Gotta Do With It, Let's Stay Together. Oh man, all these tunes. I'm very tempted to put this on immediately after the video. Very tempted. At number 43, Rod Stewart, but with an addition of Tina Turner. So the second time Tina Turner is here, because Rod Stewart ends this album Absolutely Live, which is a nod to a Doors album, with Stay With Me, together with Kim Carnes and Tina Turner. But side 4, just telling you about side 4. It says, Do You Think I'm Sexy? Sailing, I Don't Want to Talk About It, Stay With Me. But that's not the only thing. This is one of the highlights in Rod Stewart's career. It's mid-70s. He's so good. You got Gasoline Alley, Maggie May, Young Turks. Oh, this is really good. At number 43, Rod Stewart, Absolutely Live. Then we're moving towards number 42. Very interesting, with Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Pictures at an Exhibition. What is this? Well, Emerson, Lake and Palmer do, as a rock group, they play classical music and they nail it. Whew! This is a spectacular album. Even if you're new to Emerson, Lake and Palmer, you're gonna love it. At number 42, Pictures at an Exhibition. At number 41, my first and only CD in this video, but I had to include it. I love this live album. Morrissey live at Earls Court, opening with How Soon Is Now. This album has no overdubs. It's Morrissey straightforward, in my opinion, in his best live moment, because it's 2004. It's right after the release of You Are the Quarry, which got some incredible songs. The entire track list is so good. And the way it's recorded, the way his voice sounds live, he is so sincere. This is an adventure. Morrissey live at Earls Court at number 41. Then we go to number 40. Ambassador Satch, Louis Armstrong's European concert recordings. What I have here is a 1955 original non-breakable 6i of this record, and I mean, this is one of the best sounding records in my collection. It's such a beautiful, beautiful ensemble, such a beautiful sound. Louis Armstrong live is, I've listened to a lot of his recordings, and it's always spectacular. This is superb. At number 40, Ambassador Satch, At number 39, Otis Reading, Alive in Europe. I think Otis Reading is one of those unique live performers. When you take a look at, for example, the footage that was shot during Monterey Pop, there's a beautiful Blu-ray about of that. There's a beautiful Blu-ray that contains his entire performance at Monterey Pop on Criterion, and it is just mesmerizing. The energy, the way he controls the audience. It's almost like it reminds me of the way Freddie Mercury could create an intimacy with the audience, although there were a lot of people, but the energy and the focus, like nothing else matters but singing that specific line. That's what Otis Reading here, well, did years before Mercury, opening with Respect. I've been loving you far too long now. Ooh, I love that song. My Girl, it's a good one. Shake, Satisfaction, Rolling Stones cover, Day Tripper, and then he ends up with Try a Little Tenderness. Oh, yeah, might put this on right after the video. It is so good. At 39, Otis Reading, Live in Europe. At 38, Happy Trails, Quicksilver Messenger Service. And basically, this record has one side of Who Do You Love? Who Do You Love? And it's great. This was recorded live at the Fillmore East. It is it's one of those late 60s hippie bands, and it contains such a nice this is recorded after the Summer of Love, but it has the Summer of Love vibe. I love it. At number 38, Happy Trails, Quicksilver Messenger Service. At number 37, Dire Straits Live, Alchemy. This is spectacular. I mean, I have to readjust my expectations here because Mark Knopfler and Dire Straits is a band of audiophiles. So when they're leaving the studio and going live, the vibe is different. But the vibe, there is such an energy and a connection between the audience, and it's recorded at a moment when you feel Dire Straits are the band to go to, and that vibe is recorded on Alchemy. At 37, 36, I was talking about Monterey. I'm not sure this has to be a different Monterey, not the pop festival, I guess. Forest Flower, the Charles Lloyd Quartet at Monterey, but it's not Monterey Pop because this is more of a jazz department. It was recorded 1967, so I might be completely wrong. Thing is, I haven't seen them in the concert film, so I'm gonna. Yeah, I should look into it. This is a spectacular sounding copy. It is done by Speaker's Corner, and this performance is really incredible. Not only do you get a very good performance, you also get, and this is a link to my next one on the list, Keith Jarrett on piano. And here we go. At 35, Keith Jarrett, the Cologne concert. 2 discs, piano. Keith Jarrett nails it. At 35. 34, Humble Pie, rocking the Fillmore. And now I'm wondering, are they rocking the Fillmore East or are they rocking the Fillmore West? It is at least an incredible sounding recording. You got Eddie Kramer as an engineer. Amazing band. This is an amazing band. This is such a thrilling moment in time. I love it. At 34, Humble Pie. At number 33, Ray Charles, live in concert. Now, this is beautiful. This is a Analog Productions pressing, and you really want to experience this in a good sound quality there. I have got some more live records by Ray Charles. This one is, well, he's pretty good. He's really good. He's really spectacular. this is just, yeah, mesmerizing, really. Um, I Got a Woman, the third song, oh, no, second song after the opening, I Got a Woman. In those early days, in the 60s, that's just great. Um, Baby You Don't Cry, Hallelujah, I Love Her So. What I'd Say, yeah, Ray Charles is awesome live musician. Ray Charles at 33. And this is going to be an odd one because who are you going to put above Ray Charles? Can I put someone who is sometimes even described as a Schlager singer above Ray Charles? Yeah, I can. And I'm going to do it. And I've got a very fair reason for that. Because the next man is a top notch entertainer. The idea of, I don't want to sound negative on Schlager because there is interesting, or there's fun Schlager. But this man goes way beyond it. This is German pop. Very fascinating German pop. Melodically, this man is challenging. And as a show, he was one of the greatest showmen until the day he died. It's Udo Jurgens, live hautnah. Why among the best live albums? It's vibing. There is a moment in which you feel that the audience is just drawn towards this man. It's a charismatic show. And what I'm really, really fond of are, there are so many of these great songs here. Mit 66 Jahre, 17 Jahre, Blondes Haar. My favorite part here is Ich war noch niemals in New York. And the way he tells a story of wanting to leave your life behind and having the dream of going to New York. He does it in such a emotionally drawing, connecting way. He's not only a great story, he's not only a great showman, he's also a great storyteller. He really draws me in with the way he's telling stories. And that goes beyond English language. This is worth learning German for. Yeah, I'm serious. This is good. And it's not the only German language artist in this list. So I'm going to take some risks, but really, Udo Live by Udo Jurgens. I love it. At 31, we are going to stay in Euro performances, not by at least, current day standards European band. It's always, no, that's nothing. Well, I'm talking about Supertramp in Paris. This almost needs no introduction. After I made the video about the top 50 live albums, a lot of people said, where is Supertramp Paris? Yeah, well, reasons enough to make another one because it's among the top. Breakfast in America here, Dreamer, Crime of the Century. This was an incredible moment, and I believe this was even mastered by none other than Robert Ludwig. I just did a video about Robert Ludwig, the mastering engineer, and I believe this one is, it's either Robert Ludwig or Bernie Grumman, because I have the first American pressing here. This, well, beside the point who mastered it, this is a great sounding live album. And it's also a somewhat legendary show. So, at number 31, Supertramp Paris. At number 30, a new release. Not by a new artist, but this got released for the first time officially last year. It is Rumors Live by Fleetwood Mac. And at this moment, I'm actually preferring this above their 1980 live album. Why? Well, first of all, this sounds incredible. It's a really good sounding live album. It has a very detailed, beautiful sound. It was recorded at a moment when you hear that they have been touring a very, very long time. So you can hear that Lindsey Buckingham's voice is sometimes a bit sore. I like that. I like it when the pop of this has a little bit of an edge. Also, the tracklist is, of course, incredible. You got Rumors Live. Well, what's not to love? What's not to want? At number 30, Rumors live. At number 29, Edith Piaf, Récital, 1961. This is her live recording by Edith Piaf, which is just stunning. I found this original mono pressing in Bordeaux about a year ago, and I was just so happy. I paid about 3 or 4 or 5 euros for it, and the sound quality is just mesmerizing. The way she sings Mon Dieu, here it is. Ah, I think it's one of the best French records, as a matter of fact. Non, je ne regrette rien. There's so much ambience, there's so much passion in her voice and conviction. 29, Edith Piaf, Récital, 1961. At 28, I'm gonna put some Willie Nelson on here. Also a recent release. I believe this is 1 or 2 years old. I believe it was even a record store day release. Yeah. This is 1976. Red-Headed Stranger live. Now, I think Red-Headed Stranger is one of the best albums ever. It is one of the best country albums, but it's just one of the best albums ever. It's so beautiful, dry and direct, and it's got such an incredible atmosphere. And now he has done the entire record live here. It's amazing. It's just amazing. The feeling with the audience that he's stepping into that album at that time, 1976, a year after the release of Red-Headed Stranger. It's just awesome storytelling. At 28, Willie Nelson, live from the Austin City Limits, Red-Headed Stranger. At 27, Melanie, Leftover Wine. Yeah, that's the title of the album I was thinking about, but what venue is it? I have a couple of pressings of this. So I'm in the Netherlands. It's called Live at Margie's Birthday Party. So and it's also here on top, by the way. This is one of the highlights in the body of work of Melanie. Her voice, the way she's shouting, the volume she creates, the stir, the lyrics. I mean, she has such incredible lyrics. Psychotherapy, I love that one. Almost ending, she's actually ending with Peace Will Come, According to Plan, which is also a very good written song. But the song before that is Leftover Wine, and Leftover Wine is one of the best epic songs of the 60s. And that live version, a friend of mine loves Leftover Wine, and whenever I go to my final collection to put it on, he says, but do it from the live album, because that's even, he thinks it's even better. But so many songs. I Don't Eat Animals, Animal Crackers. I really loved Harold. Oh man, so many great songs. Leftover Wine by Melanie at 27. And from Melanie to The Doors. The Doors, Absolutely Live. The second live album in this list, called Absolutely Live. Well, this is a powerhouse, of course. I think a lot of people already know about this record. Opening with Who Do You Love? That's not the first time I'm talking about that song in this video. Then you get a medley with the Alabama song, Backdoor Man, 5 to 1, Love Heights, Side B, Build Me a Woman, and When the Music's Over, Turn Off the Lights, Side C, Close to You, Universal Mind, Break On Through, The Celebration of the Lizard, Soul Kitchen. It's, yeah, I played this a lot. Although it doesn't have my favorite Doors songs on it, you do get a sense of what they are live. And the tension is just incredible. At 26, The Doors, Absolutely Live. At 25, another, I'm just readjusting my sitting position. At 25, another record store day exclusive, the 1979 recording of Elton John live from Moscow with Ray Cooper. This will blow you away. Part of it is done alone, part of it is done with only the drummer. And Elton John nails it here. He is on he's in such a good shape. You got songs like Daniel, Rocket Man, Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, Candle in the Wind, I Heard It Through the Grapevine, then side 3, Funeral for a Friend, Benny and the Jets, side 4, Sorry seems to be the hardest word, Saturday Night's Alright for Fighting, with Pinball Wizard, Crocodile Rock, Get Back in the USSR. And just the sound of it, the sheer energy, this man is on fire. Elton John with Ray Cooper live from Moscow at 25. I believe he was still doing his last tour with Ray Cooper. At least I saw him in the Ziggo Dome in Amsterdam, which was a stunning show. And he introduced Ray Cooper. So me and a friend of mine were sitting there, and we adore that album. We're like, oh yeah, Ray Cooper. You know, Elton John's in front of you, but Ray Cooper's great. 24. Cubi and the Blizzards live, another Dutch band, live from Düsseldorf. Düsseldorf. Live from Düsseldorf. Yeah, some people might not know this in the English language word, but I live in Amsterdam, the Netherlands, but the Netherlands speak Dutch, but Dutch is really something else than Deutsch. Deutsch is German. Two different languages, complete different languages. So Düsseldorf, live from Düsseldorf. Cubi and the Blizzards is, in my opinion, the best European blues band, and I'm not counting the UK as European, as Europe. The way they are performing here, you feel the tension that they are beyond the borders of the Netherlands. You have a vocalist, Harry Musquet, that has such a beautiful, warm, rough voice. So untypical for someone in the Netherlands. But they are nailing it. And for the Herman Brood fans, he plays piano here. You can see him on the cover. Here is Herman Brood. Amazing live album. Cubi and the Blizzards live in Düsseldorf. 23. I'm gonna do a switch here. I'm gonna do another Dutch band first. The last Dutch band on the list, but these Dutch artists really deserve to be here, because also this one, Golden Earring Live, is a stunning live album. You might know the Golden Earring from songs like When the Lady Smiles, Twilight Zone, or of course their big hit Radar Love. This is them in the second half of the 70s. Full power. Songs like Candy's Going Bad, better than on the album. So much better than on the studio album. 8 Miles High, that's so good. Vanilla Queen, just like Vince Taylor, Con Man, they do an incredible version of Radar Love. And they just stopped playing a couple of years ago because George Kooijmans, their guitar player, he is sick. I was lucky enough to see them live about 20 years ago. It was a really good show. They are an amazing live band. But this during the 70s, top notch. Golden Earring Live, that's 22. Then I'm going to move, 23, because I just switched around. Now 22. Another European record. Jacques Brel, Enrgistement Public. I'm very sorry to all my French followers, because I know that the French hate it when you pronounce French so horrible. I'm always struggling with my French, but I never struggle listening to French language, because as a matter of fact, Jacques Brel is not a Frenchman, but he's Belgian. But he sings in French, also in Dutch, but this record is purely French. This is an early 60s live recording, and this performance, the conviction, the way he stands on a stage, you hear I believe it's a harmonica, but then he starts with, I don't know how to say this precisely in English, because a harmonica, But when he starts with Le Port d'Amsterdam, and the way he builds, and the way he makes it stronger and stronger, and the way he seems to be losing himself in that song. Holy. This is holy. What an artist. One of the greatest artists. At number 22, Jacques Brel, Enrgistement Public. At 21, Little Feat, Waiting for Columbus. This was also one of those albums I got a lot of people recommending when I did the top 50, the first top 50 live albums video. I already had this album and I already loved it, but I had to make some difficult choices. So obviously, I've gotta put it here. This is incredible. They are such skillful musicians. There's such an incredible vibe going on. Love it. 21, Little Feat, Waiting for Columbus. And we're going into the top 20. We're going to kick off the top 20 with a main artist that is not as skilled as the band member from Little Feat, but who is very, very convincing. Lou Reed, Rock and Roll Animal. And here we see a side of Lou Reed that we haven't seen before. Because of the long intro here on the song Sweet Jane, it almost sounds and starts like a prog rock album. Lou Reed was on such a strong moment in his career. Just having done Transformer, there are some songs of the Berlin album here, and on its side album Lou Reed Live, because they actually released 2 live albums from one show, and I like the other one as well. But this one has the core of it, with the opening with Sweet Jane, after that Heroin, then you get White Light, White Heat, very spectacular, Lady Day, and Rock and Roll. This is stunning. Now I'm gonna put this one on immediately after the video. This is the one, and then Otis Reading. This is so good. At number 20, Lou Reed, Rock and Roll Animal. At number 19, somebody who was clearly influenced by Lou Reed, Jonathan Richman and the Modern Lovers, with the album The Modern Lovers Live. Jonathan Richman was influenced by the Velvet Underground. He became a punk artist, and the first album, The Modern Lovers, has more of a certain punk attitude, but he went beyond punk in a certain way because he's challenging the expectations of a punk audience. If a punk audience wants hairpins and spitting and rough language, then this is not the album for you. Jonathan Richman wants to make children's songs for grown-ups. That might not be the friendliest way to say it, but I think that basically is what's going on here. He likes songs with one chord and lovely lyrics, and I deeply love this album. It's such a sweet record. The way Jonathan Richman talks between the songs, and he's somewhat shy, and sometimes there seems to be some social misunderstanding, and he's a great character. Opening with "I'm a little airplane, meow. I'm a little airplane, meow, meow." And then after "I'm a little airplane," you get "Hey there, little insect," and the Egyptian reggae. Then "Ice Cream Man," which goes for about 8 minutes. He just goes on and is teasing the audience. Then side 2, my favorite song of theirs. "I'm a little dinosaur. I'm a little dinosaur. I'm a little dinosaur, and I'm planning to go away." After that, "My Little Kuchenhagen," which is great. South American folk song, "New England," and ending with an emotional "The Morning of Our Lives." So, this is spectacularly good. So unique. So convincing. At 19, I gotta speed up because I want to stay right under the 50 minutes mark. Okay, first album I bought of Nina Simone is Nina Simone at Town Hall. She does an incredible job on this record. I love it. Opening with "Black is the Color of My True Love's Hair," "The Other Woman," "Summertime is Here," then "Cotton Eye Joe," and a beautiful version of "Wild is the Wind," recorded in 1959. Nina Simone on Fire at number 18. Number 17, as I fell in love with Nina Simone at Town Hall, I fell in love with Cream after hearing live Cream. I really preferred this above the studio albums back then because it was rough and blues rock in a way. It's so much freer than the studio albums. And I love their studio albums right now. Back then, this was for me the way to go. Live Cream at 17. At 16, Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young, Four-Way Street. Spectacular. Spectacular. So many of these songs that you want to hear live, and they do it and they smoke. At 16, Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, Four-Way Street. At number 15, I'm gonna put David Bowie in here. Welcome to the Blackout. Another Record Stay Door exclusive release, but I think this is the best record, live record by David Bowie. Recorded during the Isolar 2 tour in London in Earls Court, Bowie is already at this moment, very early on in his career, an epic on stage with so many different stages of his career coming together with the darkness of his Berlin era. What is not to love? There is a beautiful moment for Ziggy Stardust. There are beautiful moments for the Berlin era. Not a lot of the Plastic Soul going on here, but you do get a brilliant station to station. Oh, this is wonderful. At number 15, Dave Bowie, Welcome to the Blackout. At number 14, another, not German artist, because he sings in German, but this man is from Austria. Falco and the live Donauinsel show from 1993. Now, I can understand when people are skeptical and say, how can you put Falco live in Donauinsel above Bowie? I mean, Falco, to some, is known as a one-hit wonder from his hit Rock Me Amadeus or Genie, or some people might even know Der Kommissar. But this is live magic. It's a rainy evening on an island in the Donau in Vienna. He climbs on the stage. One of the best performers, I want to say in Europe, but no, I'm going to say ever. He understands a lyric like no other. When he is playing a murderer in the song Genie, he, as an actor, physically changes. And it is astonishing. All of these songs are good. Total control. Ending with Helden von Heute, which is a beautiful nod to the song Heroes by Bowie. And before that, a rendition of It's All Over Now, Baby Blue, Bob Dylan cover that is so smooth in the rain, smoking a cigarette. One of the absolute best live albums ever. If you are unfamiliar with Falco, this is the way to get accustomed to him. I think this is the best piece of vinyl that has been ever released by Falco. It's actually released after his death. What do you say? Falco, live in Donauinsel at number 14. At number 13, she is from Germany, but she sings in English, and she also got famous in America. Nico, live in Tokyo. Atmosphere. Opening of My Heart is Empty. There's the most incredible version of Janitor of Lunacy. Side B. And you get her version of My Funny Valentine. Das Lied von Einsamen Mädchen. All Tomorrow's Parties and Femme Fatale. And The End, the Doors cover. You do not know what you're listening to, and it's worth every second of your time. Nico, live in Tokyo. Number 12. Excellent. I'm gonna put an EP here, but it's an EP of 6 songs, so yeah, I just gotta put this in. It's so good. Killing Joke live. Ha! 6 songs that will make you dazzle. The version of Psyche here is just astonishing. Go on, find it. It took me a lot of time to find this. So happy to have it. At number 12, Killing Joke. At number 11, Curtis Mayfield with Curtis Live. Can I say this is one of the best live albums from the world of soul funk? Yeah, I can definitely say that. Curtis Mayfield is astonishing. At number 11. At number 10, Lee Morgan. This is a heavy box. Lee Morgan, the complete live at the Lighthouse. It was also released as a double disc, but this is the 12 disc Blue Note release that was released in 2021. So it's really heavy. I'm gonna remain short. But Lee Morgan, one of the best jazz musicians. He's one of my favorites. This is him in an incredible shape. It sounds so good. It's an awesome live album, live box. But there's also a 2 LP version if you want to try it out. At number 10, Lee Morgan, the complete live at the Lighthouse. At number 9, Mickey Newbury live at Montezuma Hall. Mickey Newbury, I've been talking about him in some other videos, in some country videos. He comes from the country genre, but he does things that go so far beyond the ordinary expectations of country. This one is the way, his control of the guitar, his voice, the way he's telling stories, the way he is country, but he does not contain the country cliches. A holy name. I love him. Mickey Newbury live at Montezuma Hall. At number 8, ABBA live at Wembley Arena. All these ABBA hits. For example, Voulez-vous. If it wasn't for the night. I'm not gonna. I should restrain myself from singing along because ABBA has these gorgeous melodies. But Knowing Me, Knowing You, Chiquitita, Money, 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 I Have a Dream, Gimme, 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 SOS, Fernando, The Name of the Game, Eagle, Thank You for the Music, Summer Night City, Take a Chance on Me, Does Your Mother Know, Dancing Queen, The Way Old Friends Do, oh, that's so good, and Waterloo, played live at Wembley. Such an amazing energy. ABBA is amazing here. Love it. At number 8, I should play that one more often. It's so good. At number 7, Free Live. Paul Rodgers, one of the best vocalists from the United Kingdom. His band during their heydays. All Right Now, The Way You Want to Hear It, Fire and Water. So many great songs. Wonderful live album. At 7. At number 6, Muddy Waters at Newport. This is one of those legendary blues albums. I Got My Brand on You. I'm Your Hoochie Coochie Man. Baby, Please Don't Go. Tiger in Your Tank. I mean, talking about, well, it's not even ambiguous. It's clear he's not talking about the kind of tiger that bites. Side 2, I Feel So Good. Got My Mojo Working, and Got My Mojo Working Part 2. 1960, Muddy Waters at Newport, a Chaz Records album. Amazing. At number 5, The Smiths, Rank. They released one live album. There's also one in a box set. And there's also half a live album on EP. But this is The Smiths. And they are such an incredible live band, and there's so little to experience. But the way The Queen is Dead sounds here. Morrissey, so ferocious. Vicar in a Tutu and Panic. Ask Me. So many great songs. It is really something different than the album because the personality of Morrissey and the guitar playing by Johnny Marr, they come across in a different manner here. I Know It's Over is so good here. Big Mouth Strikes Again. You know what? Lou Reed has to wait. I'm gonna put on Rank immediately after this video. I'm gonna move towards number 4. This is clearly already recognized as a classic. Frampton Comes Alive. Peter Frampton, masterful, skillful guitar player, good vocalist. This is one of the best-selling albums from 1977. You find it all the time. I found this one even for like €1, but it's really worthwhile. This is a classic. What can I say about a classic? Go out and buy it. It's amazing. Number 3, Peter Frampton Comes Alive. No, it's number 4. Number 3, Whan Live, the Whan Jennings album. Whan Jennings, ladies and gentlemen. The moment he enters the stage, he owes it. And his personality, where he comes from, it's all around. Not so strange with a song like T for Texas, opening with T for Texas, but the way he delivers, the full warm voice. Me and Paul, I'm a Rambling Man, Good Hearted Woman, his version of House of the Rising Sun. Ha! Goosebumps just talking about it. And after that, Me and Bobby McGee. Whan Live at number 3. At number 2, Miles Davis, Live Evil. This is Miles Davis from his now come on, I've got a couple of copies. His acid jazz face. It's insanely different. If you look even at the artwork, it's insanely different from what he did before. It's such a new experience, but he is challenging himself and the audience on a mesmerizing live album. At number 2, Miles Davis, Live Evil. And now the number 1. I talk too little about this artist. He's incredible. Chet Baker, with the album 4, which is a live album recorded in Tokyo. Why is it called 4? Because they are a quartet with Harold Danko, Hein van der Geijn, and John Engels. He did a tour in Japan. I believe this was his last tour, because soon after he died in Amsterdam. He was living in Amsterdam at the time. I put this record on because I was a programmer for a venue here. I programmed music films, and they asked me if I could co-program with John Engels. And I said, yeah, okay. And then I went to Google him, and he played with all the legendary jazz people like Nina Simone and, for example, Chet Baker. And I found this one online, and I listened to it, and I was totally blown away. The sound, the control, the gift, the way an old Chet Baker speaks to the audience. This is live magic. So at number 1, 4 by Chet Baker. I'm curious, what do you think? Do you agree? Do you disagree? Leave a comment below, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.